WBNG TV. This is Action News at 5.
An early morning fire rips through a downtown business, a staple of the greater Binghamton community.
They woke up this morning to a phone call that they never thought they'd ever get.
The owners of neighboring businesses react to the massive blaze at Ellis Brothers Furniture. Plus, you'll no longer need to be a commuter to attend SUNY Broome. We'll get a first inside look at brand new student housing. Good evening. A Binghamton landmark went up in flames early this morning. The contemporary building of the Ellis Brothers Furniture Company caught fire just after 7:30. Our Matt Porter has been following the story since the beginning, and he joins us now at the scene to tell us more about the investigation into the cause as it stands now. Matt, so what are you hearing?
Well, Dave, the fire is pretty much out here on Water Street. You can see behind me the showroom level is pretty much gutted. Now the time turns to the investigation and the big cleanup after this major fire. Now the fire began at around 7:30 this morning. Firefighters found the showroom level already engulfed in flames when they arrived, and it quickly spread all the way up through the fourth floor and through the roof. Now nobody was in the building when the fire began, but one of the owners was able to get to the scene quickly after. Now firefighters say the furniture turned the inside of this brick building into a literal oven, where the heat reached up to 1,500 to 1,800 degrees at its peak.
So once the combustible is inside, the furniture, the carpeting, it burns very hot, and there was nowhere for the heat to go. So it became an inferno inside the building.
Shocking, actually. I drove over coming down Front Street, and I could just see like a plume of smoke.
Now, crews say heavy firewalls on each side of the building literally kept the fire contained to the contemporary building. The building's roof, however, completely burned through, and now engineers will have to decide if the entire building will have to come down. As for the investigation, firefighters are going to be here all night continuing to investigate the cause of the fire. They believe it was accidental and there was no foul play involved. We'll continue to bring you any updates as they become available. Live in Binghamton, Matt Porter, WBNG TV, Action News.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. Meanwhile, the Ellis Brothers Furniture Store is one of the oldest businesses in downtown Binghamton, opening in the early 1900s. Now, over the years, the Ellis family has made lifelong friendships in other businesses along the downtown corridor. Let's head back downtown, where our Kelly McCarthy tells us what local business owners are saying about the fire and their message to the Ellis family. Kelly.
Dave, after talking with many business owners downtown, one thing is clear. Downtown business owners say they stick together. Many of the local businesses here have built up their business alongside the Ellis brothers, and many of them say their relationship is more like family rather than competitors. Owners at places like Saul Stearns and Michael Libis Salon say they often get clients from the Ellis brothers and refer their clients over to the furniture store. They compare the downtown business relationship to more like a neighborhood, and say the fire could have happened in any one of these old historic buildings downtown.
Are we in fear? You can't live in fear, you know. I mean, they woke up this morning to a phone call that they never thought they'd ever get.
But it is a very tight business community, and that's what makes Binghamton special. People do care.
If I know the Ellises, as fast as they can, that store will be reopened as though nothing happened.
Just as Libis and many of the other business owners predicted, the fire will not put the Ellis brothers out of business. The Ellis family would like everyone to know that their main building will be open tomorrow for normal business hours. And Charles Ellis said they have every intention of rebuilding where the original structure stands. Live in Binghamton, I'm Kelly McCarthy, WBNG TV, Action News.
Yeah, bigger and stronger is all we can hope for, Kelly. Thanks so much. Meanwhile, Mayor Rich David praised the Binghamton Fire Department for their quick response and their efforts on the scene.
The response from the fire department was outstanding. Their top priority was obviously public safety. It was also preventing this fire from spreading to nearby buildings.
Now, firefighters tried to save as much of the building as possible, and David said he believes the rescue team really accomplished that goal. He also lauded the business community downtown for coming together and providing help where necessary. Water Street between Boscom's department store and the Ellis Brothers building will remain closed until further notice. SUNY Broome has always required its students to commute in order to attend their classes. In just a couple of months, that will no longer be the case. Julianne Pixoto gives us a first-hand look at the new student housing there. Julianne.
Is no longer just a commuter campus. Brand new apartments are set to open next fall, and Action News got a first-hand look this afternoon of what the rooms will look like. The apartments come with a completely furnished living room, a full kitchen, and bedrooms with a wardrobe, extra-long twin bed, desk, and chair. Luxuries such as air conditioning and wireless internet are also included. Each apartment will house 6 students, one of which will be a residence advisor.
I live in Candor, which is far away, about like a 50-minute drive. So being able to live here on campus is it's just great because it's going to save me on gas, and I also get to meet new people and maybe help some people along the way.
Overall, our inquiries about SUNY Broome and our applications are up considerably, and that's probably in part due to the new housing.
Apartments are located within walking distance from several restaurants, banks, and grocery stores. SUNY Broome President Dr. Kevin Drum says they have already filled half of the housing slots, and they anticipate to fill the rest within the next few months. Any interested students should submit their name and $300 deposit as soon as possible. Dave?
Here's a look at the flood watch still in effect. We have through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning for Otsego, Delaware, Sullivan, and Wayne counties. That's where I think some of the more steady rain will fall into the overnight and very early tomorrow. Elsewhere, still going to see some rain. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But to take a look at the forecast this evening, just gray, unsettled. We do have some rain basically through the forecast here. But notice the temperature, slight little uptick into the upper 40s, I think, and maybe even low 50s by 11 o'clock. That will be a trend into the overnight, and I'll talk about that as well coming up.
All right, Howard, thanks. So to come here on Action News, more in this half hour. New apartments may be in the final stages at SUNY Broome, but why are some planning to sleep outdoors in the quad tomorrow night? You'll find out during a live interview a little bit later in the broadcast at about 5:22. But still to come during our second half hour of Action News, we head back downtown for a live report on the fire that tore through the building that's housed the Ellis Brothers furniture for decades. We'll have that story and plenty more coming up a little bit later after the break.